This is every little boy's dream. We've got 12 triaxle loads of dirt to move, to level up, get a little bit of an angle on here, and probably 12 more coming after this particular episode. Yeah, every little boy's dream, get to play in the dirt. Let's get started. I'm having a little trouble deciding where to start. We've got to pile some of this dirt or all of this dirt up against the house here. We know we're going to need more dirt, so I'm having trouble figuring out what's the plan of attack is a little bit difficult. Also, goals for the near term. I think getting rid of that ladder should be a goal for today. That ladder they're using to walk between those two areas. I think I could get enough dirt put in there that they could get rid of that. That doesn't look very safe. And then maybe by then I'll have some of these piles down to where I can get up on top of them or move them around somewhere. I don't know. Kind of figure it out as I go, I guess. Now, obviously, I don't have enough tractor to just, take the whole pile and push it, so I have to kind of figure out a way to tackle it. I don't know. I think the loads of soil have been here about 2 months, probably. So it's not real hard. Get myself a little ramp built in here and it'll be a lot easier to get started then. It's really moving fairly easily. I'm sure a lot of you are already asking, why did I bring this tractor? This is the 2038R. It whines really loud there. That's why I stopped here. I chose this tractor for convenience purposes. Not convenience here, but convenience in loading. The way my tractors are configured at home, it was just the easiest to get to this tractor and get it ready to go. I could do the job with the 1 Series, and yet the 2 Series will do it a little bit better. And the 3 Series, the 3R, would have pushed a lot harder. So it would have been the better tractor for this project. But part of it is you guys kind of want to see the different machines operating, and I want to kind of see how they operate differently, so I just chose one. This particular yard has a lot of room, so any of our machines would be able to work in it fine. Some people would say that a skid steer would be a lot better for this work. They're right, except when I back out in the grass, I'm not destroying it. So, and I've only worked about 5 minutes so far, and you can see the amount of dirt that I've been able to move. So it's not going to be a real time-consuming project, even with this tractor versus, say, the 3 Series or a skid steer. Now, when I say 3 Series, I want you to be aware of this. I've talked about this a lot, but the 3E and the 3R are dramatically different tractors. The 3E tractor is almost identical to this one, except it's less feature set. So the 2R is a step above the 3E in both capability and feature. And then the 3R is way up here. Okay, the 3R tractor is a dramatically different tractor than the 3E. Don't let the numbering confuse you. It's tempting to do so. I think I may have the 60-inch bucket on from the 3R instead of the 57 that should go with this loader. We've been to this property many times, actually. We've gotten to know Devin and Amira very well. It looked a lot different the last time we were here. They've built on, well, both of these sections to their house this winter, and wow. This is a pretty expensive part of the suburban area here. We're in Carmel, and for them to have a property with as much space as this back to this little creek is really special. So it's worth building onto. It's worth investing in.
You're probably already asking about the whine. It seems really noticeable in this episode. Well, it's hard to push this dirt uphill. We're asking all that tractor will do. The other aspect is that the microphone is attached to me, so you're getting a real close-up from an audio standpoint. The whine comes from the hydrostatic transmission. You'll hear it the loudest when the tractor is pushing or pulling as hard as it can pull.
Now again, I know we don't have enough soil to to get everything up to where they want it, final grade, I'm just going to try to get this one area so we don't need to put that ladder back and that they can have a nice way to walk around the back side. I just don't have enough pushing force to push up the hill like that with a decent sized load. That's the weak spot. I probably should have brought a smaller bucket. That would have helped. But I probably should have brought the 3R. Well, we're just over 2 hours into it now. We went and got some lunch, and Christy's got this, I think, good enough for now. If it were final grading, we would try to get some more of this, I don't know, undulations or whatever out of it. This is not final grading. We've still got, it looks like 2 feet that we want to put on here. But what we wanted to show the homeowner was what the slope was going to look like. I think Christy and I think it's still pretty steep like this. So yeah, I think we think it needs to maybe even go out further. So that's going to require a lot of dirt. But I think this will illustrate to the homeowner what they're up against, and they get the dirt free. This dirt comes out of basements. They're digging basements for homes, and they've got, you know, I think they said 12 truckloads of dirt for one basement. And that's what they got here, was one basement. I think they need another one. Let's take a look at what we got to work on yet. While Christy was working with Vinny over there, I was over here with Johnny too, trying to get some of this knocked down. I don't have it quite where I want it, but it might be good enough that we can use Vinny. It's high right here, high as compared to the rest of it. We still need more dirt, right? They're wanting to get all the way up to the concrete level. They're going to be coming in with cars like this and then making a radical turn here to get into their garage, which may not be optimal, but given their lot size, it's the best they can do. I say lot size, that's really not fair. The lot is huge way back here, but they've got just a little point is all that meets the road or the cul-de-sac here that they live on. So they have to use that as optimally as they can, and that's what they've done. They've made this concrete here where they can get out and make this turn. So I think it would be best for them to have this built up to essentially level, so that if they do miss the concrete here a little bit, they don't have disaster, right? Well, I'll get started with Vinny.
As I watch this, I get a little bit frustrated with myself because I noticed that I forgot to set the weight transfer back to the tractor. If I'd done so, you wouldn't see these front wheels slipping and me getting pushed down the hill nearly as much. Just hard for me to remember that feature. No standard tractor has it, so it often slips my mind. If you'll notice, I left this pretty rough with the tractor and loader. Put one trip over it with Vinny here, and it'll be entirely passable.
It's not a real easy job, even with Vinny here in the power room. It's steep, and the angles are just hard to handle. Once you push Vinny down the hill, it's muddy. I didn't know it would be this muddy. I should have, I guess, thought about it, but this clay is really holding the mud. This clay is really holding the water. I never really thought about it being so muddy. I should have brought a chainsaw and got rid of that thing there. They gave us permission to get rid of it, but I didn't know about it. We got here. I find that I can pull backwards easier than I can push. When I pull backwards, I seem to have more control on where the machine is. When I push forward, the power rake seems to decide which direction I'm going to go.
Like I was saying before, I think moving the weight transfer to the tractor would help that a lot.
It's hard to bury all the rocks because I don't find them soon enough. I'll be digging in here and think I've got all of them found, and then there'll be another one come along. And if I leave it close to the top, Vinny digs it right out. He's a rock hound. This soil is pretty good for coming out of a basement hole. I've seen a lot worse soil out of a basement. I'm sure they'll want to get some topsoil, but to be honest, I could probably make this grow grass. This tool is stunning. I really don't know how you can do final grading work without a similar tool. It's just far superior to anything else I've ever tried to use. Partially because of the power rake itself, partially because of the gauge wheels in front, the rest of the tractor here behind. It really helps to do a smoothing approach. Not a level, but a smooth. For instance, there's a hump right in there where the power rake is now, and then there's a valley right here. Well, it's working that out over time. And truth be told, I don't have to get this perfect, and I'm kind of playing at this point, I guess. But I just continue going back and forth on this and I'm filling in this valley in the middle, and I'm rounding off the edges over here. So you can see that I delivered soil right there, right? And I'm not taking it back, but then I start grabbing soil right in here. And I deliver it right there. And then as I go back further, I'm going to start dragging it again. It's just stunning to me how it works, and it's effortless. It doesn't really require me to manage that level of detail, right? It's just doing it on its own. I just keep going over it, and you can see that it's digging in right there, and then it's going to fill in right here where it was a little steep. I think that's stunning. All I've got is in float position, and I've got the rotor digging just maybe half an inch, maybe a little bit more than that. I think we're really done here for today. Like I say, I'm just kind of playing here. Now this one's got an electronic actuator to change the direction of the rotor. So when I get to the end of my pass here, I just press the other button on the rotor actuator, and it starts spinning the other way. It's even more fine controlled than that. You can control the speed of the rotor. So I'll show you here in a minute when the rotor clears up here after this pass. I can stop it and then spin it the other way slowly, spin it faster. We used this just a minute ago off camera to remove some landscape fabric. I wish we could have shown you on video, but we were in a situation where we just couldn't. And it's the best way to remove landscape fabric I've ever seen. We were able to rotate that landscape fabric around the rotor just one round, and then I could pull it and break it, and then I could spin it the other way just one round to get it off. It was stunning. I used that word. Now, Christy did a lot of the work off camera with Vinny. I just wanted to be on camera with Vinny so I could take all the credit.
Yep.
Like usual. But I think we're done here for today. Christy, you agree?
Yes.
I think maybe we ought to pick up some of those big rocks if we can.
Yeah.
And get them deposited over here where we can cover them up later. But other than that, I think we're finished. And guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. This has been a huge project, and it went easy, but it was a big project to get all of this dirt. 12 truckloads leveled out here today. I think another 12, and they'll be maybe close to where they want to be. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim.
For as the soil makes the sprout come up, and a garden causes seeds to grow, so the sovereign Lord will make righteousness and praise spring up before all nations.